So my least favourite part of the bull cycle is here, and it looks as though meme season has now been thrust upon us. Now, as most of you guys know, meme coins are not my favourite subject because utility, right? But I think it's kind of hopeless to try and avoid them on the whole, because one way or another we're going to end up getting sucked into the fun of them. So one thing to remember with the memes is that I think it can be very, very tricky to be an early investor in this, and if you're not an early investor, you do tend to miss out on getting the maximum returns from them. But this isn't to say that even if we are not one of the first investors into the token, that we cannot profit from them. And at the end of the day, this is what we are here for. So today we're going to talk over some of our OG meme coins that are still around today, but in my own humble opinion, where we really want to be looking is in some of the new meme coins that are coming out and are going absolutely bananas just now. Now, we cannot have a meme coin tier list without my absolute favourite and the only meme coin I've ever invested in, and the only cryptocurrency I'd ever taken profits in, and this is good old Dogecoin. So, fun fact, I seem to have been pronouncing this wrong for the last 4 years. I've always called it Dogecoin, and I believe it's actually called Dogecoin. So, we're just going to blame my accent for that one, but it's okay. So Dogecoin was obviously launched in 2013 as a light-hearted cryptocurrency and amongst all the very seriousness of investing. Now, whilst people, myself obviously included in this, may bash on the meme coins, in 2014, the Dogecoin community raised 26.5 million Dogecoin, which was worth around about 30,000 USD at the time, to send the Jamaican bobsled team to the Sochi Winter Olympics. And in March of the same year, the Dogecoin community also raised over 40 million Dogecoin to help with the effort of building clean water wells in Kenya. So actually, it is a meme coin that has set out to do some real good in the world. So the only thing I would say about Doge right now is that it is very heavily influenced by Elon Musk. I have no idea how to predict meme coins, if I'm honest, because there's no rhyme or reason as to what makes them explode. Now, if we take a look at the market cap of Doge currently, it is at 25.5 million pretty much. And with also taking into consideration that it isn't really as hyped as what it has been previously, and Elon Musk is kind of calmed down tweeting about it, which I think boosts the price of it a lot as well. Maybe he'll go back to doing that in the bull run, I'm not very sure. I think he kind of manipulates the price of it a lot. But for just now, I would put it at a 10x currently, mostly because with the size of the market cap, it's a very hard one to I can't see it doing 100x just with the size of it just now, but I could be proven wrong on that, but I think 10x is quite a fair valuation for it. So our next one is the very lovable Pepe. So I think Pepe is known by most people. I know that I have ensured that absolutely everybody on my work Slack channels are fully aware of Pepe. If you've ever used Slack with any of your work, they have like these little emojis that you can react to messages with, and I love to use all the Pepe ones. I think it drives my managers up the wall, but it brings joy. So within the last month alone, Pepe has gone up 756%, and it is literally the most bananas thing I've ever heard of. It hit a new all-time high just 3 days ago, so if we look at it over the all-time chart, we can see it's on its own little bull run pretty much here. Yeah, its new all-time high was hit March 9th, 2024, so it was 3 days ago, where it hit, I'm not even going to try and read that number out, but it hit this number here. And it's down currently 11% from that, which is expected when you see this kind of parabolic increase in it. And as much as I do love Pepe, there really isn't much to say about it, because as we can see, if we jump back onto the website here, but yeah, so as we can see, even on the own Pepe website, which is obviously the one that is linked on CoinMarketCap, they even say there's no formal team or roadmap, the coin's completely useless and is for entertainment purposes only. So I don't have a great deal that I can give you on it, apart from the fact it's a really cute frog. So the market cap for Pepe just now is currently sitting at just under 4 billion. And for this reason, I can see it outperforming Dogecoin quite easily, because the smaller the market cap, the more chance it has to grow. So I'm going to put Pepe into our 50x category. For me, it's a little bit crazy, but honestly, if you told me that Pepe was still going to be going strong and hitting new all-time highs this year, I would have said that you were the crazy one. So this will be quite an interesting one to see it play out. So if we jump straight into number 3, now this is one that I have never looked into properly. I think as well, especially with meme coins, they're kind of difficult ones to look into properly. But I have seen a few comments on this under other videos where I've been saying about how much I like meme coins. But this is dog with hat. So if you take a look at the website, we can see that it is obviously very serious stuff on it. It's literally just a dog with a hat. And I did see this great little part further down here. So if we're kind of ranking it against Solana and Ethereum, we can see that it obviously is better off than Solana because Solana is not a dog and it does not have a hat. So I think these are the kind of things that draw in especially younger investors. So the ones that are, you know, the 18, 19, 20-year-olds that are just kind of looking for a bit of a laugh. These are exactly the kind of ones that draw them in. So this is also quite a good example of Solana meme coins just doing some really crazy things. We obviously know that meme coins on the Solana ecosystem have been a huge topic of conversation for people over the last few months. And this is a really good example of why. This coin is currently sitting at just over $2. Why is it sitting at over $2? Because it's a dog. It's a dog that's wearing a hat and people really love dogs. That's all I can really suggest is what it brings to the table, really. So personally, this is one that I would probably choose as a good chance of going places. And it sounds kind of ridiculous to say that out loud, but why do I think it could do very well? Because it is newer, because it's still growing, it's still getting discovered by new people, and it's got a lower market cap than what most other memes do. Why will people be drawn into it? So it's actually a very cute picture of a dog with a hat on it. And because it is this cute picture, it draws on the heartstrings of people who love dogs. So people like me will buy into this because it's very cute. And a huge percentage of the population are obviously dog lovers, which gives it another little extra boost, really. So for our dog with hat, I'm going to stick him actually in the 100x category. It's not one that personally I would be buying into just now. I think I'd like to see it have a little bit more of a retracement, because we can see, if we jump back onto the chart for it, we can see that it's been on quite a continuous upward trend. So I'd like to see a retracement on it before the bull run really kind of kicks off. But it's definitely one that would be good to keep an eye on for the future. Now, number 4 on today's list is another dog one. I feel like there are dog memes coming out of our ears right now, but they're all ones, they're tried and tested. The dog category is kind of it's a marked apple. It does very well, so everybody's kind of jumping into it, and it continues to do well. Nobody seems to be getting bored of them. And personally, I'm a little bit of a sucker for these dog ones because I'm a female, and if you stick a cute fluffy animal in front of me, my heart is going to melt. I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, it's a dog. It's an annoying trait of being a female, but it's one that we have to live with. So Myro is on the Solana ecosystem as well, and he is actually named after founder of Solana's dog, and he was called, you guessed it, Myro. So this one has had a lot of hype in the last few months, and it's still actually going very, very strong. So we can see that again recently it's just hit another new all-time high. And if we jump back over onto the website, and if you scroll down here, we can see that you can actually buy a plushie or a cuddly toy, as they're more commonly known, of it with the Myro token. And this is a fantastic way to push up the price of the token, I think, because you don't really, or I haven't personally heard of a lot of kind of crypto projects that bring out plushie toys. It's one of those ones that'll either do really, really well or it'll do really, really bad. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's a great idea of releasing the cuddly toy of it. And another thing about Myro actually is it is a little bit trickier to actually buy it just now, but they do actually have plans to get this listed on more exchanges. So once it becomes easier and it becomes more available to buy, I think we can expect to see quite a big boom on this. Now, the market cap for this compared to most other meme coins, I think, is so small. It's currently sitting at 330 million. And I can honestly see this doing, again, another 100x if we can get it listed on more exchanges. And I think as well that it will be one, because it is on the Solana ecosystem, there is a good chance that as Solana continues to rise, so will Myro. So I think that this is actually a meme coin that could actually do pretty well, but I obviously can't say for certain because meme coins are not my strong subject. Now, the biggest move in the meme category this week has been Meme AI coin. So I'm not sure if a lot of people have heard of it. It certainly wasn't one that I had heard of before, but of course it has AI in it, so the chances are it's probably going to do pretty well. So Meme AI uses AI and AI advancements to analyze and grasp the sentiments and emotions in memes. So this is supposed to enable the platform to pinpoint and select the hottest and most viral memes from the internet, utilizing them as inspiration for crafting distinctive crypto assets. So through Meme AI, individuals have the opportunity not just to trade the meme-inspired crypto assets, but also engage in meme battles and auctions. Now, this is another one as well that has hit another all-time high. I believe this week. Let me double check that. Yeah, so again, it hit an all-time high on March the 9th, so it was just 3 days ago, and this was at 0.036 cents. And it is currently on a little bit of a retracement. If we look at it on 7 days, it has obviously come down. But again, this is kind of expected when you see these kind of parabolic growths on them. But overall, because it has the AI in it, because we all know AI is kind of this little buzzword of the bull run this year, I can see it doing very, very well. I mean, in the last month alone, we're up 1,295%, which is a crazy amount. For this one, I think I'm going to have to stick him in the 1000x category, simply because if we look at the market cap for this one, it's tiny. It is so small compared to any other one that we've looked at today, actually. It's just sitting at 15 million. Another good thing, although it is huge, it does have a maximum supply. So a lot of meme coins have an infinite supply on it, which means that they're never ending, which doesn't bode well for the pricing on it. And also, this is something that is a little bit different from just your standard dog meme token, which is another reason I think it can do quite well. Although it is a meme sector coin, it has an actual use case in that it is generating memes from AI, which is pretty cool. I'd have to look at it in far more detail to be able to give like a more detailed explanation on it. But that is kind of the gist of it, is that it generates memes from the internet sentiments. So the last one that I am going to talk about for today is another new one to me, maybe not to you, but this is Solana. So trying to find out any information on Solana is a nightmare because everything just comes up saying, did you mean Solana? So I think this means it is very, very new. But effectively, it is trying to be similar to what Shiba Inu is of Ethereum, and that is the little mascot for the Solana ecosystem. And if you take a look at him, he is very, very cute. So we're currently sitting at a market cap of just over 74 million for this. And it does have potential to make some serious moves, especially because Solana and the memes, they are just huge right now. Now, we can get into the tokenomics of this one a little bit because unlike most meme coins, it's not just unlimited supply, etc. They have an actual tokenomic strategy and a commitment to transparency. And I think that these two things are something that can really truly boost the token. So unlike other meme coins, they had a token supply of 676,605,024, and they did strategically burn a portion of the developer holdings down to what our current circulating supply is just now, which is sitting at just under 654 million. So by reducing the total supply is obviously always a positive for the price of a token. It also stands out among the meme coins by not just riding on hype and speculation, so instead it actively involves meme enthusiasts whilst also making sure that the coin has real users. So they currently have a Telegram bot in the making. There's also a fun game on the website, and they also have a store for buying merch. I never know how well cryptocurrency niched merch is going to do. I know that obviously in the last bull run there was those of us who bought diamond hands and things like that, but I don't know. It's one that it could do very well. It depends on the community. I think if there's a very strong community behind it, they always tend to invest in everything to do with the project, so it could be a positive for it. So by combining this kind of meme culture that we have with actual some kind of usefulness, it does set itself apart as a project with a little bit of substance for it. So this approach obviously draws in hopefully a more committed community and leads to natural growth. And for those reasons, I am going to put Solana at a conservative 100x for just now. So because it is so new, it's hard for me to try and guess until we kind of see how it is once it picks up a little bit more. But for me, it is one that I definitely do think is promising. Meme coins are always the hardest one for me to try and kind of wrap my head around, because when I have something in front of me that's saying there's no use case, it is useless, this is just a bit of fun, it's hard for me not to think, well, it's not going to go anywhere because it isn't offering anything. But this is not the way that a lot of people's minds work, especially when things go a little bit crazy in bull markets, because people chase the meme coins, people buy into the hype, and there's the initial surge into it where everyone pushes the price right up, and then everybody else starts to get involved as well. So it is somewhere where a huge amount of money can be made, and obviously we do want to be trying to at least somewhat follow the money for this. So one thing I think is really important to remember is that if we think crypto markets as a whole are volatile, meme coins are a whole new level to this on their own. And they're an absolute bedlam for scams to be popping up left, right and centre. So it is important to still try and do as much research as possible into them before investing any of your money. So even if it is £100 you're going to drop on the next meme coin, you should still do your research. Check and see if we know what team is behind it, who was the founder, do they have a strong community? Even if they have a strong community, it doesn't guarantee that it's not a scam. But by trying to do our best to do a little bit of due diligence, we can reduce the chance of falling for these kind of scams that all end up popping out. But anyway, that's all that I actually have for today. Hopefully there are some coins that maybe you haven't heard of before, or maybe there are some new ones that you can give me. I know that I was seriously slacking on the videos last week, but I was on holiday. But I am back now. I will go back to doing as much research as possible and sharing it with you guys when I can. Hopefully you can forgive me for kind of disappearing a little bit. But let me know what your favourite meme coin is in the comments below, and I will see you next time.